My friends, this is Dr. B, the best doctor in medicine. Today, Dr. B, with 30 plus years of experience in clinical medicine at high level, I want to tell you about how many times per month you need to ejaculate in order to optimize your prostate health and also cut back your risk of developing prostate cancer. How many times in a month should you ejaculate ideally in order to have a better prostate health and decrease your risk in the future to develop prostate cancer? This question has been around for decades, even couple of centuries, right? I still remember when I was a medical student and I did my 6-month rotation, medical student. I did my medical school in Europe, in the beautiful city of Paris, France. And then I moved to Spain, practiced over there, then Italy, then Canada, and then I came to the US where I took my board exam, medical board exam, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I still remember more than 30 years ago when I was a medical student in Paris and I did my rotation in urology. I asked one of our mentors, one of our urologists, the same questions. I will tell you the answer. And in addition to that, in addition to the fact that it's been around for years and years and years and decades, this question about what is the optimal number of times we need to ejaculate one way or the other, whether via sex or via masturbation, right? What is the optimal number? Should it be at least 10 times per month, at least 5 times, at least 2 times per month, at least 50 times per month you need to ejaculate in order to lower your risk of prostate cancer and enhance your prostate health? What is this magic number? And guess what? If you look online everywhere, if you Google that same question, you're going to see hundreds of different answers, hundreds of different numbers. Any clown, any buffoon, even those who are not doctors, even those who are not urologists, are going to come up with their magic number, their opinion, blah, blah, blah. This idiot that I was looking at yesterday and that made me do this video claimed that if you at least ejaculate 15 times per month, which he said is equivalent of every 2 days once. So you wait 1 day, means you don't have sex, you don't ejaculate, and then the next day you ejaculate at least that number. Now, he said you can also do it every day. Good for you. You can have sex 10 times per day in a month. Good for you. But his magic number was that you need to at least every other day, right? Every other day at least have an ejaculation, whether by masturbation or by sex. And obviously, he had absolutely no scientific study to back it up. It was based on some weird stuff that he heard from this idiot, who heard from that idiot, who read in a certain Chinese study published 10 years ago, and blah, blah, blah. Lot of misinformation, lot of disinformation about this topic. And it's crazy how every website, whether it's Google, Yahoo, Facebook, X, blog, artificial intelligence, go ask the question to artificial intelligence. The idiot artificial intelligence, nothing will replace natural intelligence of a doctor. Stay away from the fake artificial intelligence doctor. Don't listen. Don't Google the artificial intelligence doctor. Always find a good doctor. Establish a good relationship with a real natural intelligence doctor with tons of years of experience, and then listen to him, follow his advice. Stay away from the artificial intelligence doctor. I posted a video about that. So the correct answer, guys, the correct answer to the question, how many times at the minimum a man needs to ejaculate in order to optimize the health of his prostate and cut the risk of prostate cancer? The answer is we do not know. We have no answer to this very important question. Nobody knows, and I'm going to explain to you why. About 10 years ago, a multicentric study in Australia came that evaluated different other studies about that question. And they came out with the magic number of 21 ejaculation per month at least. So that study conducted in Australia, which is a study of different studies, multicentric, different hospitals and clinic studies, came out with the magic number of 21. Means if a man had at least 21 ejaculations per month, he can decrease, and the decrease was about 20 to 25%, cut back 20 to 25%, the risk of prostate cancer in the future, which is a lot, right? If you can decrease by a quarter, 20 to 25, 1/5 to a quarter, it's a lot of decrease. But then it turned out, it turned out that study published about 10 years ago in Australia had huge amount of flaws, huge amount of bias. And the reason is very simple. This kind of studies cannot be made retrospectively. Means you cannot take a bunch of men of the same age and say, okay, these men have cancer of the prostate, those men don't have cancer, same age. These people who have prostate cancer had less than 21 ejaculation per month. These ones had more than 21. Therefore, having at least 21 ejaculation protects you per month, decreases your risk of prostate cancer. The problem with that study is that it had a huge amount of recruitment bias, and a lot of lies in the way they question those people. How do you know that someone is telling you the truth? Did you verify it? I mean, if anyone asks me, oh, Dr. B, how many times per day do you have sex with your girlfriend? I don't have no girlfriend right now, but let's suppose I'm going to tell you, well, every day I have sex with my girlfriend 3 times. In the morning when I wake up, in the afternoon when I come back from the gym, and at night before I go to bed, I give it to my girlfriend. Therefore, I have 3 times per day I have sex, I ejaculate, and therefore 90 times per month I ejaculate. How do you know I'm telling you the truth? How do you know? There is no way for you to verify that. How do these Australian researchers verify that these people who were separated in 2 groups really had the number of ejaculations that they were claiming that they had? And at what age should you start having 21 ejaculation per month in order to decrease your risk in the future of having prostate cancer? Should you start at the age of 13 when you start ejaculating, 12, 10? Should you start when you're 17? At what age should you start to implement this measure, right? Is it 50, 60, 70, 20, right? I mean, it's just crazy. At what age should a man, if 21 ejaculation per month is the magic number for you, right, who has a prostate, whether you're a man or something else, or another human being, I apologize, or another human being, but who has a prostate, if 21 ejaculation per month is the magic number, then at what age should you start do that? Should you start telling your teenage boy who is 11 years old and 12 years old and starting to masturbate secretly in his bedroom, right? Like I used to do when I was, 12, 13, 14, right? You find daddies, those old days, we didn't have internet with porn and everything, right? You had the secret magazine that your neighbor had given you or your older brother had given you, and you would take it in your bedroom and under the blanket, secretly lock the door, blah, blah, and do it, right? Should we tell our teenage boys that you need to start ejaculating 21 days per month so that in the future you don't have prostate cancer, the same way we are now vaccinating teenage girls with the HPV vaccine way before they start having sex? Should we vaccinate them in order for them in the future to not have cervical cancers, right? These are little teenage girls, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, that their parents vaccinate against the human papilloma virus way before the girl starts having intercourse, when they are little kids, little teenagers, young teenagers, right? So that in the future, that girl, when she starts having sex, she doesn't get this HPV virus that causes cervical cancer. So should we start telling our boys, little kids, that, you know what, now my little boy, you are 11 years old. I know that you are masturbating secretly in your bedroom. Make sure that you do that at least 21 times per day, so that when you turn 70 years old, you don't have prostate cancer. That's how idiot that study was. Extremely biased in the way they collected the information about the number of time every one of these men masturbated per month. There was no mention at all about when did they start at least having 21 ejaculation per month, right? Compared to the other group that was not having 21 ejaculation per month. In addition to that, it is very important to understand that a study conducted in Australia is different than a study conducted in Japan or in China or in Thailand or in Korea, because human beings are different. We don't have the same genetic predisposition to disease. We know very, very well, as an example, that black men in America, when they develop prostate cancer, it's not only at an earlier age, but it's a more severe form of prostate cancer with a Gleason score, a Gleason, Gleason, a Gleason score. That's the score that tells you about the severity of the prostate, how aggressive it is. The Gleason score, Gleason. Black men develop prostate cancer at an early age compared to white men or Asian men. In addition to that, their prostate cancer is way more aggressive than, statistically speaking, than white men, Asian men, Latino men, right? So there are ethnic variations which that study in Australia did not take into account. In addition, let's take a look quickly for another example. Let's look at breast cancer. Black women, when they develop breast cancer, it's usually a way more aggressive type of breast cancer called a triple negative breast cancer compared to white women, right? So it proves you that we have different genetics, whether you're a white man, a Latino, or Asian, and among Asians you have Japanese, Chinese, Korean. These are completely different ethnic groups, different races, different genetics. For instance, Japanese are way more prone to stomach cancer. They have the #1 country on earth, Japanese, for the incidence, the rate, the prevalence of stomach cancer, right? So it proves you that nutritional factors, racial factors, age, when you start doing so, at what age you start doing something, it has very important implication on the future development of disease and death. So people who quote that Australian study or a study in China that supposedly found that among the Chinese men, those who had at least 15 ejaculation per month, means at least every other day, right, had a lower risk of prostate cancer. Well, that study doesn't, if it applies, I didn't read it, so I don't know if it wasn't biased or not. Has it been approved and peer-reviewed? I'm sure not, but that idiot was quoting that study without giving us the reference. In which medical journal did you read that study? Can you show me that study so that I can review it? Has it been peer-reviewed? Has it been statistically validated? I mean, there are a lot of studies that turn out to be flawed just after 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 months or 1 or 2 years, right? How many studies have been proven to be wrong because they were flawed? The way the study was conducted, the way the statistical analysis was conducted, right? So you cannot come up with an opinion, right, that is just misinformation, disinformation, whatever you want to call it, and say that this is what you need to do without regard about how that study was conducted, without regard about, okay, but what about races? We know that we respond differently to medications. Whether you're a man, a woman, an older man, a younger man, whether you're a kid, whether you're black, white, blah, 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 we have different metabolism. We have different physiology. We have different interracial differences, right? That no study has ever been so far able to overcome and come up with a magic number. Especially is that all of these studies were never prospective in time. They were always looking in the past to see what happened in the past. Ideally, a very, very good scientific study, medical scientific study to prove something should be a randomized, prospective, means looking in the future to what's going to happen, clinical trial. Means I have, for instance, to give a medication to this group and not to that group, and those two groups have to be identical in both regards, and then look in time what's going to happen in the group that took the medication, that takes the medication, and what happens in the group that doesn't take the medication. That's called a prospective study that looks in the future. It has to be a randomized, means nobody knows who is taking what, right? Randomized clinical trial. And those are extremely expensive, very expensive. They take a massive amount of time in the future. So we would have to select some 20-year-old who are identical in both regards and tell this 20-year-old group of men, you're going to have to ejaculate 10 times in a month, the other one 20 times, the other one 30 times, the other one 40 times, the other one 50 times, and follow them for the next many decades in the future and see in which group do we have the lowest rate incidence of prostate cancer. Is it in the group that ejaculated 50 times per day, or in the group that ejaculated at least 40 times per day, or in the group that ejaculated at least 30 times per day, right? That's how you answer a question. But these studies take decades, many years to decades to do that. That's why most studies like this are retrospective. They go and they look in the medical records, and then they call the patients individually, or they send them letters and they ask them, okay, how many times did you ejaculate per month? So, you know, sir, I'm 80 years old right now, and since I was a teenager, I've been ejaculating 5 times a day. No exception. 365 days per year. And now I'm 80 years old. I still do it with my wife of 60 years. We both do it 5 times per day, obviously with a little bit of help from Viagra and Cialis and blah, 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 but I ejaculate still 5 times per day. Look, my prostate is so healthy. Never had any problem, never had any benign enlargement, never had any prostate cancer. I mean, how do you know the guy is telling you the truth, right? So remember, there is no proof, there is no answer about the number of minimum times you need to ejaculate in order to improve the health of your prostate, to decrease the future increase in size of your prostate, what we call benign prostate enlargement, benign prostate hypertrophy, benign prostate growth, right? And the ability to decrease your risk for prostate cancer. There is absolutely no answer because we haven't had the scientifically correct study that has been without bias that has been undertaken, because it's a massive, costly study, and it's going to take years and decades to get the results of a study like that. So for now, do what you like to do. Good for you if you have sex 10 times a day for the rest of your life. Good for you. And good for you if you have sex 1 time per month, or you ejaculate 1 time per month. Do whatever you feel comfortable, because there is absolutely no proof one way or the other for now, neither regarding prostate health, neither regarding prostate benign hyperplasia, neither regarding risk of prostate cancer. Me, Dr. B, personally, I never allow more than 3 days to pass without ejaculating one way or the other, whether masturbation or sex. The 4th day, I need to ejaculate either via masturbation or sex. Currently, I don't have a girlfriend, so if I want to masturbate, I have to watch a porn quickly or call an escort. It's faster stuff. You call the woman, she's beautiful, young beautiful ladies, and you can choose each time a different one. She comes to your home, you give her some money, $300, $400, whatever it is, depending on how long you want to be with her and what you're going to do, blah, blah, blah. You get my point. But I never allow more than 3 days to pass. Day number 4, I need to ejaculate. And the reason I said it in another video is that I don't want my semen, my seminal plasma, to become too thick and coagulate a little bit and form little plugs in my prostate glands and the little canals, the little duct that eliminate the semen into your urethra before ejaculation. That's the only reason I do that. But there is no scientific evidence to say, oh, should I wait 3 days or 2 days or 1 day? Or maybe is 5 days okay and I ejaculate the 6th day? Is 4 days okay and I ejaculate the 5th day? Me, it's just because I feel more comfortable based on my age and the look of my semen, the consistency of my semen after 3 days. It becomes too thick because it's been in my prostate and my seminal vesicles for at least 3 days. It becomes too thick, and there's higher risk of coagulation of the seminal plasma in my prostate gland, obstruction of these tiny microscopic glands and their tiny microscopic ducts. That's why I do it. And remember, I posted a video about prostate health. And my second measure is, of course, to avoid STDs and, of course, to do my prostate massage. I massage my prostate every day, morning and afternoon. Morning when I take my morning shower, evening after coming back from the gym in my shower. It takes me 2 minutes. I posted a video about that. So do whatever you feel happy to. If you're happy having sex or ejaculating 1 time per month or 1 time per year, good for you. If you're happy ejaculating 50 times in a month or 100 times per day, good for you, good for you. Whatever makes you happy, we don't have any answer one way or the other. Guys, Dr. B is a medical doctor. I graduated from medical school more than 30 years ago, and I took the Hippocratic Oath to never lie to you, to never bullshit you, to never sell you any garbage, to never give you my opinion. I will tell you only the scientific truth, the scientific evidence. And any quack who tells you any number, any magic number regarding this topic, the number of ejaculation per month to improve the health of your prostate, to not get enlargement of your prostate, and to decrease your risk of prostate cancer in the future. Any clown who comes with a magic number is a clown. Stay away from that guy, because he's just lying to you, either voluntarily or involuntarily, to get clicks, to get members, and to get subscriber. Blah. It's unbelievable the number of scammers and quacks you find online in the healthcare sciences. I took the Hippocratic Oath to never put my interest above yours. I will always put your interest above mine. Regardless of your gender, ethnicity, race, religion, color of your skin, politics, whether you're a man, a woman, anything in between, Latino, Asian, whether you're religious or atheist, Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, Hinduist, Jewish, whether you're a Democrat or Republican or anything in between, I don't give a cat. So I give you a big hug, and I love you the same way I love medicine, and I will keep doing medicine until I die at the age of 100, healthy, in my bed, in my sleep. Follow my guidance, watch my videos, so that we can age together. It costs $0, just like Dr. B, to age gracefully, and I'm 50 years young, right? And stay away from diseases, cardiovascular diseases, cancer, dementia, heart failure, heart attack, stroke, cancer, blah, blah, blah. You name it. Millions of diseases looking to get to you. It's very easy. If you follow my recommendation, put your comments and question down there. I promise I will get back to you. In my very busy but lovely life, I love it, I love it, I love it. I work 8 to 10 hours a day, including Saturdays. So I'm very busy, and then I have to go to the gym 2 hours a day, no exception. And then I have to sleep from 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the morning, no exception, 365 days a year. But I will get back to you ASAP as soon as I have the time. God bless you all. I hope to talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.